Welcome back to the channel, y'all. A moment of silence for one of the giants, Irv Gotti. Whether you like Irv Gotti or not, Irv Gotti came, he saw, he conquered, and he left. I tell everybody this. Death and sickness is for every living human being. The only way you won't get sick is if you have died. And the only way to exit this life is through death. So Irv Gotti has met his death at the age of 54. That's pretty young. But let's get into who Irv Gotti is. Let's pay our respects in a respectful manner. I know 50 Cent out there is probably still disrespectful, but his time will come too, as will yours, as will mine, as will all of us, right? So Irving Domingo Lorenzo Jr., Irv Gotti. He was better known as Irv Gotti. He was born June 26, 1970, and he passed away February 5th of 2025. Damn. He was an American record producer, record executive. He co-founded the record label Murder Inc. Records in 1998, which was an imprint of Def Jam Records. He received production credits for most of the records by artists that were signed to the label, including people like Ja Rule, who did Between Me and You, Mesmerize, Thug Lovin', 6 Feet Under, Living It Up, Down Ass Bitch, Always on Time, one of the biggest ones with Ashanti, Always on Time, Lloyd, The Ink, Down For You, and Ashanti's Foolish, as well as other artists such as even Jennifer Lopez and DMX, Jay-Z, Kanye West, even Fat Joe, with What's Love, Memphis Bleak, and even Eve off the Rough Riders, among other people. Gotti was also the creator of the BET series called Tales. Sometimes you see somebody flourishing financially, right? Because Gotti had a whole lot of money. And you don't know. But all these names I just listed to you, I did for a reason. These are all mega artists. And he had production credits on all these artists' biggest projects. Just to put things in perspective, right? Irv Gotti was born Irving Lorenzo in the Hollis neighborhood of the borough of Queens in New York City. He was from a Filipino and African American descent, or what people call today Blasian, Black and Asian. Irv Gotti, under the moniker DJ Irv, he posted the song Can I Live on Jay-Z's June 1996 debut album Reasonable Doubt. Can I Live to My Last Day? In 1997, through Irv, Def Jam signed Rough Riders. Through Irv, DMX was signed. Gotti, as executive producer, oversaw DMX's first studio album, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Everybody knows that's a classic. You might not have known who was the producer on that. That was released May 12th of 1998. The album debuted and peaked on the Billboard 200 charts, and it sold over 250,000 copies in its first week. This is no social media around at this time. There's no Twitter, there's no X, there's no Facebook, Instagram, there's none of that stuff. 250,000 solid copies out the gate. The album went on to sell 4 million copies in the United States alone, and then being certified quadruple platinum by the RIAA and sold 5 million copies worldwide. Again, we're not talking about streams. This is before streams. We're talking about back when an album was $14.99. Now, after helping Def Jam with the success of DMX and Jay-Z, Lyor Cohen gave Irv Gotti his own label under Def Jam. While watching Biography on A&E during Gangster Week, a Murder Inc. logo appeared on the screen, and Irv decided, I'm going to use that name for this label because Murder Inc. put out hits for murder, and Irv wanted to put out hits, but he wanted to put out hit records. So that's where the concept of Murder Inc. came from. The first album released on the Murder Inc. was Ja Rule's debut album, Veni Veti Veci. Kind of has like a mob, Thai, mafia kind of name to it, Italian type. Released in June of 1999. All of the album was co-produced by Irv, who oversaw the development of the album as executive producer. Org also produced Ja's second studio album called Rule 3 verse 16. Irv co-produced Rule 3 verse 16 verse 36's single Between Me and You. In 2002, Irv Gotti released Irv Gotti Presents The Inc., featuring the Murder Inc. roster. Irv co-produced all of the album's tracks, including the album hit single Down For You. Irv, Ja Rule, and the label Murder Inc. were all involved in a well-publicized feud of beef. A beef that got pretty serious that people could have died. I mean, they really wanted to wipe each other off the face of the earth. That was the beef with G-Unit Records, Aftermath Records, Shady Records, over history between 50 Cent and Ja Rule. After this, Murder Inc. would change their name to The Inc. Times had changed, and it wasn't savvy business-wise anymore to have the word murder attached to your business, right? Kind of like when YouTube first started out, you could post any kind of video on YouTube. You used to see people getting shot in the face. You used to see blood all over the place, guts, brains, splatter. As YouTube became more corporate and they reeled it in and, put it together for a more corporate look, it became a place where it was heavily monitored and you can't curse nobody out and you can't post certain things or else you will lose your whole account. Kind of like the same thing that happened to Murder Inc. They went through a series of beefs and dramas and drug busts and all these other stuff, and then when they came back, they resurfaced as The Inc. instead of Murder Inc. Under the Inc. banner, Irv Gotti would move the label to Universal Motown, away from Def Jam, and he signed somebody named Vanessa Carlton. Gotti co-produced Vanessa Carlton's third album called Heroes and Thieves, which was also released October 9th of 2007 with Channel 7, Rick Rubin, and Stefan Jenkins. In an interview with Angie Martinez in early May of 2009, Gotti stated that his label Murder Inc. was leaving Universal Records. Mind you, it's called The Inc. on paper for business reasons. He still used to refer to it as Murder Inc. In September of 2013, Murder Inc. was relaunched as an umbrella label under Irv Gotti's new label called Visionary. So he finally has his own everything. On January 3rd of 2003, the feds came knocking, and the New York Police Department investigators raided the headquarters of Murder Inc. Records, located at One Worldwide Plaza in Midtown Manhattan. The raid was a part of a year-long investigation into the connection between the Lorenzos, which is Irv Gotti and his brother, and American drug lord Kenneth Supreme McGriff. Investigators believe that the Lorenzos used drug money and supplied by McGriff to launch Murder Inc. Records. Y'all hear 50 Cent mention Supreme a lot of the times, right? Well, as a way to launder the illegal funds, they're saying that it was drug money and Kenneth Supreme McGriff was washing his drug money through Murder Inc. Investigators also believe that Irv Gotti and his brother helped McGriff launder their drug money through making of the 2003 film called Crime Partners. Although computers and documents were seized, no charges were immediately filed and no arrests were immediately made. The raid was dramatized in the music video for Ja Rule's Murder Reigns. It was kind of a anthem, kind of like saying, we're not going anywhere. The Murder Inc. imprint is still here. It reigns. Through all this Fed prosecution, street drama, etc., we're still here. Chris and Irv Gotti's history with McGriff dates back to 1994, when McGriff, newly paroled from prison, met Chris and Irv, two brothers, on the set of a music video in Queens, New York. McGriff wanted to go into cinematography and sought help from Chris and Irv Gotti to produce and direct a film that's based on Donald Gowan's novel Crime Partners. The Lorenzos then on maintained their friendship with McGriff, having him appear in a music video for Ja Rule in 1999, a single called Murder for Life, and helped to finance McGriff's dream project, Crime Partners. On January 25th of 2005, first of all, you got to remember, McGriff was hot in these streets, like the feds got their eyes on him, okay? And now he's hooked up with legitimate business people. They're definitely saying, some of that street money is definitely getting turned over in the music industry. We got to figure out how and bring this empire down. You got to also understand that at the time, Irv Gotti's Murder Inc. imprint and all the artists on there, they were just doing huge things in the music industry. On January 25th of 2005, Irv Gotti and Chris, his brother, surrendered to authorities in New York City, and they were officially charged with money laundering and conspiracy to launder money. During the trial, Irv Gotti was represented by Gerald B. Lefcourt, and Chris Gotti, his brother, was represented by Gerald Shargel. In December of 2005, Chris and Irv were acquitted of all charges. But by the time they had fought that to the end to get an acquittal, the Murder Inc. imprint, their label, was no longer as powerful as it used to be. Artists went left, right, and whatever. A lot of people today mostly knows Irv from his most recent going on Drink Champs, doing that interview, talking about Ashanti and how he was in love with Ashanti and how she cheated on him with Nelly and then Nelly took her away. You know, people clowned him, and Irv was like, I wasn't stalking her. Y'all making it look like I was stalking her or something. We had a legitimate relationship, right? We used to be writing songs in the studio. We would, spend a lot of time together, make love, and then write songs after. And a lot of the songs that she was singing was about us and our relationship. People were like, man, you tripping. Move on. Leave her alone. She's in a good place. Ashanti and Nelly is now a family, husband and wife, legally married, with the brand new baby to seal the deal. And the running joke is that this was the last straw for Irv. Ashanti was the love of his life, but he couldn't get her back, and he just lost it. Well, for those who don't know him for anything other than that, this is a good video for you. So like I said before, his history is storied. And whether you like him or not, he was a giant in this industry. Irv Gotti died February 5th, 2025, from complications after having multiple strokes. So the news we got yesterday that was leaked by a hospital employee that said, Irv is at our hospital and he is in critical condition. He's actually on life support, and his family and friends have been streaming by, coming by all day in person just to pay their last respects, say their goodbyes. Turns out to be true. I said keep him in your prayers because God worked miracles, but if he don't make it back, you already know that that's what it is. He passed away at the age of 54. May his soul rest in peace. Leave your comments in the comments section below. Tell me what you think about this one, and I'll catch you on the next video. I'm out. Peace.